Good afternoon, my peeps. It's the Drunken One. Yeah. Okay, this is gonna be a little bit about some solar. Let me show you my panels first. Let me spin you around and I can see what you're seeing, you can see what I'm seeing. I think I might have showed y'all some pictures in a video before. This right here is one little set. Actually, you can see it's two pieces. That's like half of my power. I forget the wattage on them. I think that's right around 250 watts total. I've got it on a little dolly because through the seasons, the light comes in different directions. For example, this way is south, this way is north. Pardon all my crap. Okay, and see if I can do this on the camera. During the summer, the sun comes up over there, like literally over that way, you get it? And goes down over here. During the winter, on the other hand, the sun comes up over there just above the trees. I can't see what you're seeing. Anyway, and it goes down, and the sun's in between us right now. I don't want to blind y'all. And goes down like over past Dad's house over there. So it's, the shadows are really crappy around here to me, especially in the winter, because we have so many trees pretty close to, you know, to me on the south side. Okay, with that being said, we'll go back over here. So I got this set here. And so that's why that one's on a dolly, I guess is the point I was making. And then on the tower, see, they look different now because you have to move them throughout the year, because I don't want to get too technical and crap. There's this the solstice anyway. So what that means in the wintertime is those things are facing, they should be about 40. We live at 30 degrees latitude, longitude, whichever one it is. So anyway, those have to be at about 48 degrees, I want to say. I've got some notes and I could tell you, but it has to be very steep. Whereas in the summertime, it actually has to be like 3 degrees, which that means they're super, super flat, because the sun comes up over there and down over there. The sun's pretty much right over your head. So that's at about 48 degrees or whatever it is. Anyway, it's relevant. So I've got my ladder up there because I had to climb up and adjust the panels. They do have tracking devices that do that for you. They're expensive. I changed mine. That goes to 3 different settings. Okay, so that's that. So we generate power here. It's got a little switch in that mix there, just in case things go wrong, that you can shut it off. Okay, I'm gonna stop the camera here, and we'll see what happens to the power after that. Oh, check it out, Texas critter. There's a zillion of those things around here. You see them? Okay, let me shut off the camera, and yeah, we'll go and see what happens to the power after that. See you in a minute. Okay, so these particular panels. Now there's 9 of them up on the tower. Seeing what y'all are saying? Anyway, there's 9 of them up on the tower, but they're all linked together in the sense where I'm gonna call them 12 volts, but it's actually more along the lines of 16. So they're linked together like you stack batteries in a flashlight. I've got that as acting like one battery, and the other acting as another battery. So together, I've got them bringing. It's not really 24 volts, but we'll call it that. You know, it's actually a bit higher. I'd have to get a little closer to remember what the numbers are, but it's a bit higher. So at some point, they're going to overcharge the batteries. So that's when you get this little guy here. I guess brand names are irrelevant. This is, pardon this play, this whole box is like a nightmare. What do they say? The mechanic's car runs the worst? Anyway, this is a charge controller. Its job is to monitor the batteries and not to let them overcharge. They have these kinds that you can get, like replace this cover with one that has a meter, or you can get a remote meter. I have a remote meter for mine, so it gives all the information. I don't know if that's going to come in the camera or whatever, but anyway, this kind of monitors everything. It tells how much power is coming in, what the battery voltage is. I don't know if you can see it at all. What I'm reading, well, I can make the lights come on. That probably doesn't help a bit. Okay, what I'm reading is it's 14.5 volts, which is about, you gotta think of this whole system like a 12 volt battery. Although it's bringing in 24 volts from the panels, this guy can, it breaks it down to the 12 volts. And it allows it to get to a certain point, and then it slows down the charging, and it's one, and then another point, it just actually stops the charging, and it says, no, I'm full, no more power. Anyway, what this is saying right here to me is, and it's got a bunch of information, it's a very smart piece. It's saying it's bringing in 25 amps worth of power. I'm bringing in 363 watts, and my batteries are at 14.5 volts. So that's kind of an overall, you know, what we got going. So we got the power coming in, going through the charge controller, which is monitored with the thing I just showed you. And then, pardon my crap, I have stuff everywhere. I am such a pack rat. Then the power is stored in these big batteries. They're really deep. I can't show you profile because there's just no way to show you a profile. They're really deep. These are golf cart batteries. These are Trojan brand, okay, whatever. T105s. They are 225 amp hours each. Really stout batteries. I'm only doing all this because you have to give them water from time to time, every couple of months, or depending on how much you use them. You have to take these caps off and top off the water. All this stuff that you see that looks like grease, that's antioxidant that keeps any corrosion from happening. It looks a little yucky, but it keeps the corrosion from happening. Okay, without getting too detailed into this, these 6 batteries, these 6 volt batteries are wired in a manner that it's like one huge 12 volt battery. It's done in this manner. With these things being tied together like that, again, like stacking batteries in your flashlight, that makes that 12 volts. Again, with this scenario, the same scenario here and the same scenario here, so inevitably these 3 batteries are 12 volts each because those jumpers are there. Now, to make it act like one huge battery altogether, this red side is the positive, and you can see they're all linked together. Where'd the other one go? Okay, it's down there. Down there. Anyway, they're all linked together on the positive side, and see, I got it set up to where I can have another one later, another set later. I can actually have 8 batteries in this compartment. And the same with the negative. I don't know if you can see that at all back in there. And there's a big negative cable. Now, when I say big, there's my thumb compared to it. This is 500 MCM wire. this is enough. Oh, I forget the numbers. I want to say this is enough for 600 amps worth of power. I think it actually might be a little higher than that. Anyway, so I got all the batteries coming together, and they're all acting as one. And then these wires here that go out. And here's where it might get a little more confusing. Anyway, there's a bunch of wires back there that make all this crap happen. They just kind of piece them all together. They're all being fused by this guy right here. That little thing, again with my thumb, it's very small. It's called Mega, but the brand is Little Fuse. So all this stuff is being fused by that guy right there. And so far, haven't had any problems with it. I've got another fuse just in case, but that's the fuse that protects the batteries from, that way there's no issues. If something goes wrong, that'll be the first thing to fail, because these wires are not going to fail. This thing is so overkill when it comes to the wires. i.e. I'm the electrician. Okay. So we got the power stored here. It's been generated by the panels. It's been monitored by the monitor. This is my battery storage. They call it the battery bank. Obviously a bank, because that's where it's stored. Okay, and then from there, and we'll go back around here. Hold still, hold on. And then it's all getting ready to use. Now, I won't go through everything because it's all confusing and it looks like quite a mess. There's a switch here that just in case things go crazy, you'd shut that off. This mess right here is a lot like a fuse box you might see in your car. their glass fuses in there. Again, this is a tangled mess inside here. Anyway, the power coming from the batteries going through these cables here and through some other ones that work these smaller inverters. This inverter here is a 800 watt continuous. I think it's 1600 max. This right here is a super duper inverter, and you can see, let me squat down here, you can see the things that I'm running with it. They're kind of sun bleached a little bit. That one says reefer, like beer fridge. This says bathroom and the washer. This is like the plugs on the porch. This is the kitchen, so it runs like the coffee maker and stuff. It runs a small charger, like just for 9 volt and AA's and AAA's and shit like that. And then there's the computer, so my laptop and everything in the house at my computer station is all run through this inverter. This inverter is it's a pure sine wave, which means it's as clean or cleaner than the power you actually get from the power company. And that thing's kind of pricey. That piece there is kind of pricey. It's good for, what is it, 3,000 watts? I think it's 3,000 watts. So that's actually quite a bit. That you can actually run quite a bit of stuff, or anything intermittently. It'll run any kind of motor. For out here, it runs all the battery charging stuff. It runs the dishwasher that cleans the bottles over there, the stainless steel one. Any lighting you see out here, it runs everything on the porch. Everything on the porch. Okay, and then I just kind of monitor it over here. And like right now it says 1392. I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, 1392. And then this says 13.9 over here, so that's pretty close. And then at nighttime, if there's any problems or whatever, the sun didn't come out really good, or I've used an excess of power, I've got a switch here that turns on this thing here, which is a charger. It just kind of helps top off the batteries. That's just in case. That's like a life support system or whatever. Okay, I don't know how long this video is, but I figured I would go ahead and do it. There, get your, okay. Figured I'd go ahead and do it just to kind of show you what the whole keeping beer cold in Texas thing was about. It's kind of a cluster mess, but it all works. It all works. Oh, there I am. Okay, and it keeps the batteries charged up. So on most everything. That's what's powered this camera and just anything you might see me using. And it charges like DeWalt or whatever, or rechargeable cordless batteries, cordless tool batteries, and things like that. It's not enough to run an electric brew system, I know, right? And I thought about that. Come to think of it, I think that's a 2,000 watt inverter. And a 1,500 watt element, it's not going to heat up 10 gallons of wort in any short time at all. So, okay, guys. Yeah, that's it for me now. Y'all be sure to like, subscribe, thumbs up, all that good stuff. I'll catch y'all later. Adios.